Logical psychiatry. This one's going to be on a number of issues. I'll let you know what they are as I go. But it has come to my attention that a particular person that goes by the name Yogi Oats on YouTube. He obviously has been attacking the MGTOW group in thinking that he knows what the real aspect of MGTOW is when he really doesn't, and he thinks he knows more and much better, as if he's more knowledgeable than the MGTOW members, especially when it comes to women, when he has no correlation or clue for that matter. The basic fact is Yogi Oats acts like he knows what he's talking about. He keeps on attacking the statements and topics that both the MGTOW red pill follower of Undead Chronic and the MGTOW brother of Hercules and the other MGTOW brothers in general, as if they're stupid, brain dead, or they're wrong. And Yogi Oats tries to act like an alpha male. He doesn't know the definition of an alpha male. He doesn't know what an alpha male is. He has a complex in the sense that he thinks he's better than everyone else in the male gender. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even if he is part of a religion or not, or if he is part of a group or not, or if he has a particular understanding of things or not. In reality, you do not act like someone you're not. If you keep doing that, you not only make yourself look bad, but you're not really being true to yourself, and Yogi Oats is not being true to himself. And the more he's not true to himself, he's going to keep on getting smacked around verbally by MGTOW brothers and the MGTOW followers. And Yogi Oats thinks that he's an alpha male by spitting out gum in his own place and saying, "Oh, I'm not impressed." And he gives in one of his other videos, he gives a certain, "Oh, I'm a lot tougher than you" type of look. Or at least that's his thinking of what he's doing. The basic fact is that he is no better than any other human being on this planet. He is not an alpha male. Yogi Oats is the soy boy, the MGTOW soy boy. Yogi Oats is not an alpha male. He doesn't know how to be an alpha male. He's a major feminist kiss ass. Blue pill, straight, unquestionably. Thereby, he keeps on making video after video after video after video after video, acting like he knows what he's talking about. Trying to play like other videos with women on them, no less, and trying to act like he knows better than the MGTOW members and followers and the red pill followers of MGTOW, as if they don't know what they're talking about, but yet he does. and yet really Yogi Oats does not know jack diddle. So therefore he has a complex of needing to prove to not only himself, but to other people, most especially women, that he's smarter and much more knowledgeable than any other male out there. Yet women have done I'm just saying a majority. I'm not going to say exactly the percentage, but to many MGTOWs it could be the whole entire population. And to other MGTOWs members and followers and red pill followers of MGTOW might say also it's a majority, which basically it is a majority of women, namely feminist followers and Me Too feminist followers, have done many, many men wrong. Namely, the one that says, "Where have all the good men gone?" The one that has the one that puts the complexities of men when it comes to the banana and the avocado. She thinks that the avocado is the simp side of it, the blue pill, and the banana is the one that just fucks around, doesn't care how the woman feels, type of thing, and doesn't really want a relationship, just wants to hit it and quit it, essentially, with the banana aspect of it. Although logically you cannot blame a female for using produce, of all things, in trying to better, for at least for their mindset, essentially, to better describe the general aspect of male. The nice guy, the avocado. The alpha male, the banana. And I'm sure that even soy boy, MGTOW soy boy, Yogi thinks that he's the banana. He is not the banana. He will never be the banana. He will be the goat turd of the century. Of many centuries, for that matter. The one thing is that Yogi Oats is so desperate to prove that he is right and every other guy is wrong, especially in the MGTOW community, he's so desperate to prove to women that even make the videos on YouTube, that he has to literally try to insult and try to talk down to many members of MGTOW. Yet, when the psychological aspect is this. Okay, one, as I mentioned on the logical MGTOW videos of mine, aka Under the Base of Spock, okay, is that you do not know this yogi. And I know maybe I'm not going to say if they do or do not, but possibly, maybe not. Maybe the other MGTOW members don't know this, but way before we were even born, there was, I'm talking several hundreds of years, if not maybe a little less than 100, or maybe like 99.8 or whatever, whichever the case may be in that sense of how many years or centuries. But there was a society known as the matriarchal society. And with that, that matriarchal society was known to be the female dominated society. Okay? Now, how it became the male dominated society that can go into very veritable, have levels and aspects and avenues and what have you else. I mean, it would be it could be also almost a lifetime, even for Yogi Oates to figure out of how that was to be. But the one thing is, Yogi Oates may not also realize that 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 the matriarchal society will never come back. He has a desperation complex. Yogi Oates does, and when women see desperation complexes, especially the way he's doing it, and the way Yogi Oates has been going about it, um, it's more than a turnoff to most women, if not all. But Yogi Oates doesn't see that way, does he? And I'm sure that the MGTOW followers of Red Pill followers and the MGTOW brothers would also see that he doesn't, and that Yogi Oates doesn't see that. But the truth is in the pudding, as it were, or however you want to look at it in the sense of the truth. The, that's the actual base of reality right there. Yogi may try to circumvent it and deny it, and try to make some sort of statement or try to prove of otherwise. But the more he does it, the more he's going to make himself look like a complete idiot, and he doesn't see that either. But also, what makes him also look like a complete chump, or even beyond chump, is that he keeps on trying to talk down every male that makes a video, even within the MGTOW community. The woman in question that that both Undead Chronic, Red Pill follower, and I've seen him talk about, say that he goes by the aspect of the Red Pill, of be that of course MGTOW, but he's not a MGTOW brother. I respect that. And also Hercules, the actual MGTOW, one of the actual MGTOW brothers, has made a video of this one woman that I mentioned earlier that mentions a banana and avocado. The avocado, essentially, right? But here's one thing, though. If women were not so indecisive, and there are still many hundreds of you women out there that are indecisive, especially when it comes to relationships and also when it comes to the type of person you really want. I know that as a child grows up, they envision various numbers of things. I mean, guys were the same way as young boys. They envision a lot of things, but when it comes to the young girl, they envision the Prince Charming, the Cinderella story, or the Snow White story, and the Seven Dwarf story, or the Beauty and the Beast aspect of things, or the because the beast turns into a male at some point, right? And see the women and the little girls also envision the the other aspects of, say, Sleeping Beauty. That which basically would connect with the perfect wedding. And it was thought that weddings were not only strictly for women, even though when it comes to the wedding per se, women are the main focus as they walk down that aisle. As the groom sits and stands right alongside the ring bearer and the groom, be that, of course, the groom and then the ring bearer, mostly in that order. And while the bridesmaids are on the far end over here, all in a row, at least 3 or 4 at a time. And generally, as this happens, there's the flower girl doing doing her thing, and there's there, and then at one point when the actual music plays for the bride to come down the aisle with her father or uncle or close friend or at times a friend of the family, however it may work. In that sense, um, the main focus is directly on her. But here's another part of it: everybody is beginning to realize this now too, and what that is that the court system, as it stands now, favors the woman in the divorce. It's not very likely, though, but it has happened. But it's not very likely that the court system it goes in favor of the male, especially when it comes to the custody of a child or children. And here's the other part of it, though, too. When it comes to the base of indecisiveness, like, well, I don't know if I want to be with him. I don't know if I want to really spend my life with him. And they keep on questioning it and questioning it, even in their minds, even as they walk down that aisle at times. And even during I'm sure at times even during the honeymoon, even hours before. But they still play through the whole process at times. Of course, there have been many women that have been known to be runaway brides or ones that will not come out of the room but go out the window or go out a back door without nobody knowing. So, in hindsight, it's that whole thing falls strictly on the female, starting from due to her indecisiveness. When they actually find a person that's willing to do a equal partnership aspect of things, especially when it comes to relationship and marriage, then and even at times in the middle or however many years in the marriage, even not, and at times it's not very much. And it's not really that many years. I mean, in a long span of years or whatever, the woman ends up doing something unbeknownst to knowing of her husband, her now and current husband would know about. Even before, even many months before, when it comes to spring break, for example. And I know I've talked about this before when it comes to spring break. And that is there have been those couples that have been going through high school and college, and sometimes they're in the same college after they both graduate high school, and sometimes they're in just in different colleges, but still get to each other and get to see meet up with each other at some point, even during holiday breaks. But when it comes to spring break, though, there comes the aspect of infidelity. Not really infidelity, be that due to the fact that they're not married in this case, in this particular sense. The infidelity is in the aspect of cheating, plain and simple, without one knowing about the other doing something with another opposite gender. And I tell you, there's a lot, and even there has been a number of times, even if not more than so, where if one's doing it and the guy doesn't know about it, and then at times the guy would be doing the same thing and the woman wouldn't know about it. But more often than not, it's the woman that gets drunk off her ass and gets taken advantage of just for sex. Just a hit it and quit it type of aspect. But when it comes to the male, at times there are males that will not do anything wrong in that sense, because he really cares and loves the other woman that might still be, and he won't. And with the fact that he's unknowing about the fact that if she is faithful as much as he is to her, that she would be if he doesn't know if she's truly faithful to him. And Tom Likas, another MGTOW red pill follower, the radio announcer in LA that travels pretty much a good number of states in the US and does his show in various different states, or has done his show in different states. You can watch that on YouTube as well. He has even talked about women in spring break. The basic fact is that the majority of women that are untrue to the one man that they were seeing and dating before spring break. You know that the majority is much higher nowadays and in the 1990s and in the late 80s than it ever was in the late 80s, early to late 90s, and millennium, even to this point of the millennium, than the percentage of women. It was said that there was kind of an equal aspect of it in the 1970s, 80s, and 60s. Not really in that order. But I know you get what I'm saying. So, generally, it still leads to the aspect of indecisiveness for the female. I'm not saying men are not indecisive. It's not hard to not recognize, although it could be for some people, that it is hard for them to recognize. Even Yogi, for example, Yogi Oats, the MGTOW simp blue pill, soy boy, that it is hard even for him to recognize that the higher percentage of women, young girls, teen girls, 20-year-old girls, would do him wrong. They can promise the guy all the way until they're blue in the face. But it goes to a reality aspect that if the woman gets drunk enough to the point to where she can hardly stand, she gets completely to the points of more beyond stupidity, way beyond stupidity. Granted, it's due to the intoxication, but also she has the ability still to say no, to even make sure that the sexual act with another guy that's not her boyfriend or fiance, to where that guy does not do a dang thing to her or with her, even this in the sexual manner. But the unfortunate for many men, if not all, if not even a majority, and the majority of and that percentage can waver at times. You know what I mean? Where the woman ends up getting hit with the general, again, hit it and quit it aspect, um, by the other male. But yet, when she realizes something happened, she doesn't say a damn thing till possibly many years in the marriage, to the one that she feels that she's truthful to. And yet, even before the marriage and after spring break, when she realizes this whole thing, she still doesn't say anything to the dude that she's with after spring break. Simply put, is because she's afraid that he may just turn around and just leave her ass. And if you want to go into points of the survey, it says I am more than right on that aspect. I've been right about everything I've said so far in this thing. Soy Boy Yogi Oats may not believe so. That would show that even Undead Chronic and Hercules, among other MGTOW followers and members, although I know, again, Undead Chronic, I know you're not a member per se of MGTOW. You just follow the red pill knowledge of things. I get that, but I'm not putting you in that category of membership, even though it could be looked differently. I'm just letting you know ahead of that time on that one. But anyway, the basic fact is that when a woman does that, there are times where even before the marriage, and even say about like days, if not weeks before, or even months before, he finds out. The guy finds out. Very rarely, almost, that the guy does find out that early in the process of the marriage aspect of things. Very rarely, almost never, where it's pretty well hidden. And yet, if the guy did something, more often than not, the guy would tell him. But yet, I know his and his male friends would say, "Don't say anything to her. You might lose her, or you'll definitely lose her." The woman's friends, female friends, would say the same thing. But again, there are female friends that would even say, "Oh, don't worry. If you tell him, you won't lose him. He'll understand." Really, really. Logical psychiatry states this: you are not truthful to the person that you want to be with for life. You are not honest with the person that you want to be with for life, especially in the marriage aspect, and especially when it comes to creating your own family in the sense of having children. And go to the points of lifelong standing aspects of things, like many of people's grandparents have, where they're still married. You need to realize one thing: if you're not going to be true, if the woman's not going to be true and honest to and with and for the man, you can't logically expect and think that you, being a woman, would more than expect the guy to be true, honest, and straightforward with you, just because you're a female, as if you have an excuse for doing the sexual act during spring break, but he wouldn't have an excuse for it. Do be that he's a male, and yet due to the aspect of sexual acts that males are seen as pigs, pieces of dirt, what have you else. But yet, when it comes to sexual act that women don't like to hear, especially during this, even after the base of spring break, they're sluts, skanks, whores. Easy. I can go on, but I know you get my point. But here's the thing: is that just because a woman is the weaker gender, still in society's eyes, and even though the female has what many men go after, a lot more than what women go after when it comes to the male. Although there are women that will say that they will go after that because, of course, that goes to the hornball aspect. Just equal to the hornball aspect when it comes to men and what women have. But of course, not all women will fully and freely admit it's the same percentage, if not a little bit more than men, even nowadays. Um, so generally, women, you need to realize one thing. I don't care if you're in high school. I don't care if you're in college. I don't care if you're in private school. I don't care if you're in in tutoring aspects of things, like homeschooled. And if you're dating a person that you like, and you've been dating him for however long, and you still like him, and you still want to be with him, and he hasn't done anything wrong in the relationship, and you haven't done anything wrong in the relationship, but the one thing is, to start just to start here, is that if you do something wrong during spring break, ladies, you cannot expect that he won't do anything wrong during spring break. Unless, of course, you guys are going to spring break in the same direction, the same general vicinity. Then, of course, you can then be just you and him. But if it's where you want to blow off steam separate from him, and he would do the same thing separate from you, ladies, and yet at some point you find out you've done something wrong in a sexual manner and you don't tell him, you can't expect the guy to tell you, even if he has or has not done the same sexual act with another woman. Even while he was drunk off his ass as much as you were drunk off your ass. Be that, of course, in the sense of intoxication. And I know women will say, oh, it's not the woman's fault. When they're drunk, they don't know what the hell they're doing or why and all this. That's a load of shit. If that was the real true case, then maybe they should stay away from alcohol altogether. Wine as well. If women think they can get away with that kind of bullshit excuse. Illogical, sinful, non-realistic excuse. In another way of putting it. Thereby, if women can get away with it, men would be able to get away with it just as much. And if women complained about it and bitch and slap the guy and whatnot, there's no reason to. You have no reason to slap him. You have no reason to get mad at him. Because if you're going to use the same excuses as it's not the guy, it's not the woman's fault. She was just drunk. She was just completely intoxicated due to the alcohol content, among other things, or any other excuse even connected or even related to that. You cannot blame the male on that same level, even if, even with the fact that if he did or didn't. There might be a point to where the woman really didn't, but yet his friends, the guy's friends, heard something totally different, just to play with the guy's mind, essentially. And at times, the guy's friends would kind of joke around with him and say, "Yeah, she did," even though she didn't. And yet he knows that the guy's friends knows truthfully that she didn't. He's just kind of screwing with him by saying the opposite. But then he finds out. But then the guy finds out that she didn't. But if it's a reverse on that aspect, then he would eventually find out that she did. Women are not in the joking persona on that aspect, though. See, that's one difference when it comes to men and women. When it comes to a man and a male friend and the guy, okay, they'll kind of screw around jokingly with each other. The women will do it in such a way, but not in the sense when it comes to certain information. When it comes to the relationship between the one man, and the one woman. And that is the truth, though. It's only the guys that would do that type of screwing around jokingly. And when it comes to the joking around with the other male friend of theirs, right? And even I know that Yogi, the soy boy, doesn't realize that, or doesn't even recognize, or even have any knowledge of that, of what I even said. Gee, Yogi, soy boy, oats, don't you feel stupid? The basic fact is that who's the alpha male? Myself, Undead Chronic, Hercules, and many other MGTOW brothers. And MGTOW Red Pill followers. Yogi the Soy Boy is not so intelligent, now is he? Especially when it comes to women. But yet I know he's going to keep on playing as if he is. Which basically shows more desperation on the Yogi the Soy Boy's aspect, emotionally, psychologically, intellectually, among other things. And Yogi, so the soy boy, doesn't realize this. The more he does it, the more he's showing his desperation, no matter how bad, how badly or how much he tries to cover it up, as if he wants to try to act like he's the alpha male. He's not the alpha male. He will never be an alpha male. He doesn't really truly understand the complexities between the male and female gender, and especially when it comes to relationships and the mannerisms and various other things that even MGTOW talks about, especially when it comes to the aspect of feminism and the Me Too movement. I can tell you I can tell you the definitions and the true accountabilities and the true aspects of when it comes to males and females, especially when it comes to the Me Too movement and the current feminist and the 1970s feminist movement, known as the ERA for the 1970s. And I don't really give a damn what the name of it is in today's feminist movement, besides the Me Too movement. In that correlation, we could, and I don't know fully if Undead Chronic would agree with this. I don't even know if Hercules, the MGTOW brother Hercules, and the MGTOW red pill follower would admit which is Undead Chronic would agree with this, or any MGTOW brother and member would agree with this. That when it comes to Yogi the Soy Boy, that he might as well induct himself into the Me Too movement, because a number of about no less than maybe 2 to 3 years ago, if not less than that, if not a year and a half ago, I heard that the Me Too movement was reestablishing itself, but yet at the same time, no, they wanted to get men to join in, right? This is what I've heard. I'm not saying it's an actuality. I'm not saying it. I'm not going to say whether if it's an actuality or what. But the basic fact is, this is what I heard. And whether if it's true or not, then Yogi Oats Soy Boy could easily induct himself into the Me Too movement, because that's exactly the way he's acting. He's showing so much desperation for the attention from women that he thinks that by doing so he's going to be continuously acting like he's an alpha male when he's not, and he's going to continuously act like he's Mr. Big Shit, Mr. Einstein and crap like that when he's not. He has a psychological, big time and serious psychological issue, is that he's so damn desperate that he himself won't even admit it. He wants to act like he's Mr. Big Shit, Mr. Knowledgeable and shit when he's really not. He's not the alpha male. He doesn't even know the true definition to it. He's not a MGTOW brother, even though he tries to claim that he is. So, Yogi Oats Soy Boy, Blue Pill Simp, you need to really re-examine yourself. And if you're unwilling to, and even if you pretend to, because I can tell the difference, even if you pretend to, or if you try to act like you are when you really are not, believe me, I know enough about psychology more than you, Yogi Oats Soy Boy. On to the female that deals with that held up the banana and the avocado. Now, she in her own right. She has her own understanding. I'm not gonna be pointing fingers on this one, on this part. But the one thing is that she's showing desperation in the female emotional attribute. And aside from all that, the women are way more known to connect with their emotions more than most men, if not a large percentage of men, if not the whole entire population of men, outside the LBGT aspect of things, when it comes to the male gender. The aspect, as I said earlier, when it comes to Yogi the Soy Boy, when a woman sees a desperation from the man, it doesn't matter who the hell it is, what type of man, what ethnicity, what stature, whatever the hell else, right? If they see any particular level of this desperation, and each woman has their own level up here, the way they consider not too attractive, and or not attractive at all, and not worth their time, among other things. That woman with the banana and the avocado is showing the same exact but a deeply emotional at, attribute or conceptualization of her desperation. But at the same time, she will not even she has not even added one particular thing to start with. Would she do what the feminist movement have brainwashed women to do? In the sense of mind manipulation against and towards the male? To where the woman wears the pants in the family and the relationship over the male? Where the woman has more say so than the male, which is basically a socialistic action, and I don't go for that? Or would it be equal? She may say out of desperation that it would be equal. She would probably say out of desperation and really emotionally wanting a man that she would say it'll be equal. But who's to say if it will be once and if she truly gets one? And I'm not going to say whether she will at one point or whether she won't. But the one thing is, to begin with, is that when a woman has the same level of viewing of a male's desperation, case in point, Soy Boy Yogi Oats, to where it's a major turnoff, a major unattractive aspect to the woman, and not worth her time. Hell, even my phone agrees with me there. Then the male has the same aspect. But it has been known and it has been acted upon to where the man does a complete opposite of that particular thing. There are men that will turn away. One. Two, there are men that will use that desperation, get what they want sexually, and then leave and skip out. That's where the conceptualization and the labeling comes up to the points of easy and slutty and whorish for the woman. And for the guy, it comes to the points of gigolo and pig. I being a male, I'm mature enough, and and I'm more logically minded to even state that, even about the male gender. But at the same time, though, if anybody were to say, "Oh, you're piggish then too, aren't you?" to me, "Oh, you're a gigolo, aren't you?" The one thing is, I've been called many things, but the one thing is, the woman doesn't know me, so therefore she sins spiritually by judging me. Thereby, also, I've heard women even online that I talk to say, "Oh, you're not ready then," just because they don't get what they want when it comes to money or items, or like for example, um, one woman wanted me to send her a certain amount of money for a so-called plane ticket, or so she said. And along with that, that same woman wanted me to send her a iTunes card for her Apple phone. That shows materialism, which is a big turnoff to me. And it shows that they are only about themselves and they think that they're entitled. When a woman even goes to that aspect of action and saying, "Well, if he does this for me, he's ready. But if he doesn't and he elongates it and he still doesn't, then he's not really ready." Women cannot judge a man on that level or any other level just because the woman doesn't get what they want in the base of materialism and cash. And I'm going to say this to every MGTOW brother, every blue pill dumbass, even Yogi Oats, the soy boy, MGTOW soy boy. You run into that, don't fall for it. And this goes also out to those who are not MGTOW quite yet. The ones that are in marriages getting taken advantage of and cheated on by women, among other things. Do not fall into that particular thing to where, in order for you, a man, to prove that you're ready for a true long-standing relationship with a woman, that she would expect you to send her money for a plane ticket, or send her or buy her and send it to her of an iTunes card, or anything in the materialism aspect especially, or even in the aspect of cash, for any given reason. Don't fall into that. And if she goes to the aspect of saying, "Oh, then you're not really ready, are you then?" Or simply, "Oh, then you're not ready. You're not truly ready. You're wasting my time." Truly, by that aspect, she is a waste of the man's time. It's not about her 100%. The woman who goes to the point of feeling that she's entitled can feel that way, but at the same time, guess what? The woman that goes to the point of entitlement feels that she's entitled due to the fact of her gender to start with, and feels that she should get everything that she wants from the guy, even to the points of proving things to her, especially when it comes to cash or items. Then she will be single for the entire duration of her existence on this planet. But the one thing is also, there are men that are stupid enough and brain dead and so simpish that they will fucking give in and do practically everything and anything just to prove that they want to be with the woman. Yet here's the other thing, and I know Miguel has mentioned this so many fucking times, it's not funny. That the woman will take the guy for everything he has, everything he gives her, till the point that he's not able to give her anymore. Especially when it comes to this, the cash and itemization. Even when it comes to this. Or a jacket. Or anything else for that matter. It is more than true that even MGTOW and Tom Likes have mentioned that the one that gives the woman everything that she wants and asks for, and she turns around on his ass and goes for the one that she thinks that she can change and fix, and yet at the same time, and he's getting the proverbial vagina from her as she tries to so-called fix him to her viewing. But here's the one thing too, again. When a woman tries to do that, and yet if they do at all succeed, they go right over to a different one. It's like the swinging the going the on both aspects of the cock carousel, as McCall mentions, and also swinging from branch to branch. But yet, when it comes to the biological clock ticking, that's where women screw themselves. They won't even admit that. Most of them, if not the large percentage of them, will not admit that's where they screw themselves. They fuck around, even as they try to get things from guys, even soy boys such as people like or identical to soy boy Yogi Oats. To the point when their biological clock ticks, they go, "Oh shit, what have I done? What have I done? I went all around having this fun, and I didn't really take into account of anything when it comes to the true want and need." And then right when they get that want and need, then they screw the person over again by using the child as a pawn, both in a relationship if not married, and also in the relationship if at all married. They use the child as a pawn over the guy's head. Very seldomly, if at all, and almost to the point of unlikely at times, that the man would do that to the woman. Although women think that men don't know how to go about it when it comes to that. But yet women think that they're the only ones that know how to do that, especially when it comes to faking an orgasm. Men can fake orgasms just as easily. And yes, men can use the child as a pawn over the woman's head just as, if not more, sneakier than the woman. Yet women may think, oh, they wouldn't do that to their child. Then why do women do it to their own child? Because that same child is the woman's child as well as it is the man's. So therefore, you don't have any excuse for using the child as a pawn over the child's father's head, even the stepfather's head. And if that is for those who are single mothers and are dating, and even with the fact that the child looks at the other guy as a stepfather, as an actual father, but really it would be, in this case, a stepfather. One other attribute to it, or addition to it, is that in many states, including California, and even Tom Likas even will attest to this, that there are courts in, like I said, California among other states, that will literally side with the woman even if the child is not biologically the guy's. To where the woman can easily say, well, he views you as his dad, even though logically you're not biologically. So I'm gonna go to the court system and drain your ass financially. That goes to the base of where the woman thinks she's entitled, and that goes to the base to where the woman thinks that she can get anything she wants. Especially when it comes to this and any number of other things. You can call it the majority, you can call it the larger percentage. It kind of goes pretty much different directions at different points. And it doesn't always matter what the situation. So the women that have been on MGTOW, even the one that says that she wants a quality man that would basically only go for her and help her with her wants, needs, and futures and dreams and shit like that. She, in a sense, also will be also single for the majority of her existence, and be that, of course, in this case, as it's been said, that she is a single mother. She will remain as such, and some maybe at any given point and somewhere in between when she thinks she has a guy, the guy will simply just use her till he's done with her. But yet she won't realize it when it actually happens, though. And I know if you watch any one of my other logical psychiatry videos, you'll see which ones I'm referring to. Which woman I'm referring to, essentially. And with that, it is more than clear. One, so Soy Boy Yogi Oats doesn't know shit. So those who watch his videos don't believe every little fucking thing he says, because he doesn't know jack diddle. He acts like he's knowledgeable. He's not. You believe anything he says, especially when it comes to MGTOW brothers and the followers and the red pill believers and such like that? When he tries to intimidate them, or any other male gender in that sense, and he's not intimidating anybody. He's just looking like a complete idiot, as he even attempts to, or tries to act like he is. Intimidation, using the intimidation aspect. So, and also the women that are either feminist and claim not to be feminist when they really are feminist, and the ones that are not feminist but yet are following the desperation and feminist aspect of things, and also the ones that are feminist and are entitled, among other things, even of what MGTOW brothers and members and the Red Pill followers have even discussed and talked about. Those women will be single for the entire base of their life. The track they are going right down, they will not have a stable, steady person to be with in a relationship, and until they get the fact that it has to be to where they need to realize they cannot get every little thing that they want, especially when it comes to materialism, and entitlements, among other things, they need to realize that if they don't, then they will go to the point of being single and used for poontang, as it were, all the rest of their entire life. Being that they will not really have a true, long-standing marriage or relationship, for that matter. And those who think they will, especially the ones that are married, the guy will eventually leave them once he realizes this, among other things. So, if anybody, even the Makeup Brothers, has any questions, and if the soy boy Yogi tries to attack what I said on logical psychiatry, and tries to act like I'm stupid when obviously I'm not, because everybody that watches my channels knows I have a lot of information. Practically every time I every time I make a video. It doesn't matter if it's an advocate video, doesn't matter if it's a logical MGTOW video, aka Spock, or if it's a logical psychiatry video, such as this. The basic fact is that Yogi Oats Soy Boy, Blue Pill Simp, you are not a alpha male, numero uno. You are not intimidating anybody. You are not a MGTOW brother. You don't know the real base and reason for MGTOW, or anything related to MGTOW, for that matter. Even the start of the reason why MGTOW even started. And also, you're not going to impress a woman by acting like the way you've been acting. So either start being yourself and quit trying to be someone you're not, or you'll be just like those single mothers that Tom Likas and many MGTOW brothers and followers and Red Pill followers of MGTOW have said. They will be single for the rest of their natural lives. And you, Yogi Oats Soy Boy, will be following in the same track of lonely desperation track, until your existence on this planet is dust. Trust me, I'm well more knowledgeable than you are, Yogi. I'm well more knowledgeable on everything, especially when it comes to the relationships between male and female, and when it comes to the relationships in general, especially when it comes to fiancés and boyfriend, girlfriend, and anything else, even before that. Even in the beginning stages of that. Even in the beginning stages of anything when it comes to male and female, you can call another version of Dr. Phil, I don't care. Or another version of Steve Harvey mixed in with Dr. Phil. Or another version of anything, of Dr. Phil, and Dr. Ruth, and also Steve Harvey, and also Steve Wilkos. Because that's another thing. Logical psychiatry will not put up with people getting hurt. If a woman hits a man, or even tries to nearly kill the man, or anything in this physical violence aspect, the woman deserves to be in prison. Same thing if the man tries to do the same thing to the woman. The man will be more than deserving to be in prison. But if they both tried to kill each other, they both deserve to be both in a mental institution and prison. And Yogi Soy Boy, if you continue acting like you're someone you're not, and if you continue to act like you're intimidating anybody when you're not, and if you continue to act like you know more shit than you really do when you do not, and if you continue to act like you're an alpha male when you are not, then you should go into psychiatric help. I, Yogi, can help you. As a MGTOW brother as I am, under the aspect of logical MGTOW, I will not. But on the aspect of logical psychiatry, I can. The logical psychiatry is complete separate attribute or section, if you will, or however you want to, or even category for that matter, separate from MGTOW. I'm not offering, but if you were to, you can go to and pay for a professional psychiatrist or therapist, or I can help you through it in a logical manner. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is Logical Psychiatry saying please stay safe, do not do anything stupid. Please, if you do any sexual actions with anybody, make sure that you both are clean in the sense of the blood test. And also, for men, wear a condom. For women, put a diaphragm in there. And also, do not do any physical, mental, psychological harm to anybody. But among the most, please stay safe. I know your loved ones and you and many of your friends and many others would want to see you still around. And I know how our Heavenly Father and our Savior would want you to be around to help the spiritual word of your belief, even if you do not have a belief spiritually, to be around. But everybody has a purpose on this planet. Nobody really knows what it is until it's actually shown when their time is up on this planet. That's the truth. To all, have a good day and live long and prosper.